the solution.
YouTube, what's going on? Solution for the Solution Kicks, back with another video. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and tap that notification button so you know when I'm dropping another one of these things, and you too can be a part of the 4 Kicks Brigade. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to fix the camera. Today's open box discussion is this the end game? Have we witnessed the end of sneaker drama on YouTube? Okay, this has been going on for so long, and I think SneakerCon Dallas was the end game for the sneaker universe. Yeah, I did that. I did it. I said it. You know, but yes, it appears that everything is kind of settled out. I've seen multiple videos where people are basically fatigued. They're conflict and drama fatigued, and I am happy with that. I'm glad that we're going back to the way things were prior to the whole who has fake sneakers type things back with y'all know. This goes back to 2017 essentially, and there was an element in time when this stuff had reared its head again. But I think really people are tired of it because the validity of some of the situation has come into play. People's integrity has come into question, and it's basically just settled out. A lot of people have to essentially eat the situation that they created, and some people have risen from the flames, if you will, and they're coming out on top with that. Apologies have been given, and people have constantly over and over in the videos I've been watching have said, hey, let's just keep it to the sneakers. I think everyone's really tired of this stuff. All right, so it also goes back to, I've always said, do not count another man's money unless you help them make it or you gave it to them. And I think if you stick to that premise, none of this stuff will matter. Okay, and also leave the pseudo street element out of this thing, because you're gonna look not so good. All right, it's not gonna work out for you. Either people gonna say your means were unnecessary, or they're gonna laugh at you, or you're gonna find yourself in some legal situation. So I'll give you this advice: anything you put on social media is admissible in the court of law. Think about that. Think about the term assault. Assault doesn't mean you've actually put hands on a person. It means you conveyed a threat, which you can also be charged with making terroristic threats. Think about that, everyone. Think about that. But if you want to use street rules and say, well, the person snitched, they went to the cops, just stop it. None of this stuff should have been involved in sneakers, period. If you just stick to these things right here in fashion and the things that are linked back to these things right here, none of this stuff will happen. People are going to have disagreements. You're going to have difference of viewpoints and things like that. But really, the testament of a man and a woman is how do you address those disagreements and how do you move past them? And hopefully you're man and woman enough to be professional about and respectful enough to one another and say, hey, we just don't agree. I have nothing negative to say about that person because it's going to make me look bad. And I always caution people in my personal life. I said, always make your best effort to be better than the situation. Always try to be better than the situation, because on the end state of it, you have nothing to worry about, because people can clearly see that you did your part in that situation. You move past it. All right, you didn't need any help, you didn't need mediation, you didn't need anyone to referee for you. You move past it, and that's it. So I really think as a collective, we have become fatigued and tired and like, man, this is like Love and Hip Hop, it's unreality TV. How do we rid ourselves of this pestilence that we actually brought upon ourselves by taking part? And make no mistake, early on, when I didn't think it was going to get to these pinnacles and these epic moments, if you will, I made jokes about it, because really I was like, none of this stuff is going to happen. Nobody's going to show up and do all these things and stuff like that. And for the fact of the matter, if you go to these events and something like that happens, you're going to jeopardize how they make their money. They want no parts of that. So that, if you're saying I'm alluding to someone being banned or not allowed to come inside, I don't know about that. I didn't research that. I didn't care to research that. If people are talking for content, people are talking for content. If it's true, it's true. so be it. That's in the past, but now we are here. Let's get back to focusing on the sneakers, the fashion, the collaborations, helping someone get a pair of sneakers that they could not get, and we're going to be better for it on the end state. Sharing ideas, hitting up each other on some tech talk type stuff. Hey, what are you doing with your camera? I like the lighting, your audio, how'd you do that stuff? Where we're basically sharing ideas and collaborating again, whether it's physically or digitally, and moving forward. One thing I do caution you, this is something you're going to see. My pops told me, he said, son, be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Now, he did not say don't be an expert in anything. That wasn't his point. What he said was, if you're so diverse and you're able to do so many things fairly well, you didn't have to be great at everything, but fairly well, they can't get rid of you because you bring so many different elements to the table. And that goes with YouTube as well. If you're doing sneaker reviews, you're doing vlogs, you're collaborating, you're sharing ideas and stuff like that, you're doing interviews, you're doing day in the life, everything, your channel's very diverse, and they know they're getting a lot of stuff from you. If you got your podcast thing going for you and that's working, that's awesome as well. But you can't simply do one thing or you can become obsolete. No one's going to check for you because you're kind of known for one thing. And that's what you don't want, because we're in the digital age where everything's evolving. There's a next model and the next model and the next model and the next model. It's kind of like buying a cell phone. You would be a fool to buy the newest phone. Well, let me back up. I don't buy the new phone every time it's released. I wait 2 or 3 releases so I can get something different from it. But you have to constantly evolve and offer something different with your channel. Hence me doing the unboxed discussion thing. I've been kind of being pushed towards the podcast thing. I think they're saturated. I think we have enough of them. I like watching quite a few of them. Monday Midsole, I'm not sure why I was not checking those guys out. What's my other guys that I watch all the time? And you know, they're grown men. They get busy and they do different things and stuff like that. So they don't drop all the time. Retro Whiz Kid does his podcast and stuff like that. But yeah, there's just a few of them that I subscribe to and watch constantly. But I don't think that I will be able to sustain a podcast regularly given my schedule. And I really don't have a true schedule. I just kind of do what I want to do, and I like that. That's why you don't get videos from me 2-3 times out the week. And a lot of people have actually personally told me, hey, The Solution, you are retired. You should be dropping videos 4 times a week, 5 times a week. No, I have different interests that I work on throughout the week because, hey, I get to do those things. But back to the lesson at hand, I kind of mentioned, you know, on the peripheral of my last video about the sneaker right here, and I think it's a dope concept. A dope concept, pardon me. And Monday Midsole, they actually gave it a name. I said, if you have, I might as well hold on to the sneaker. I say, if you have this sneaker, I probably would think you really went after the sneaker because one, you have the breads / bands, if you have either or. You had the black toe, you had the Chicago's, and you had the bread toe. So why not get this shoe right here to create, and I'm not taking this from you on Monday Midsole because you guys came up with this, the Essential Pack, because these are the base colors of the Jordan 1. So we're gonna give it the street name, the Essential Pack. So I know, I said in my video, Retro Whiz Kid, I'm sure you have to have this, and because I know you have all the other 4 or 5 sneakers anyway, so why not get them all? Just, you know, complete the cipher and everything. So the Essential Pack, if you go after those, I don't have any of the other shoes, by the way. You know, I have this one, all right, and I'm cool with that. But it kind of makes me want to go after and start looking to get the other shoe. Shout out to my man Lucci. He said he's only going after the bread toes currently. You know, he kind of said, hey, I caution everyone if you're trying to cop from StockX as of late, because I don't know, man. A lot of things have slipped through, but when you get stuff in volume and you have humans working, the error factor is always present. But I've taught you guys enough. You know what to do. Hit that comment section. Let's chop it up. Do you think SneakerCon Dallas was the snap, you know, where we went back to the way we're supposed to be, because you clearly saw in the videos where people were like, hey man, stick to the shoes, it's all love. People were hanging out together, daps and hugs. It's, you know, people they didn't think was going to show up showed up. You had a true OG in the building. Jumpman Boss that came through, and that should speak volumes to everybody. If, you know, essentially the uncle, the godfather of the sneaker culture, I'm going to dub him that, you know, because like I said, I remember him back when I was younger. He came through. If that should crush anything and let you know this has no place in what we're doing, and he personally can tell you, if you know his story, this does not work out for you ever. All right, so he was there giving words of encouragement, shouting out a lot of the up and coming sneaker YouTubers, and he actually watched a lot of our channels, by the way. He's not, you know, he gave you the vibe that he's not, you know, too big to pay attention to what's going on in the culture. I mean, the man has almost 1,200 pairs, I think, give or take, from my knowledge. I think he has like 1,200 pairs of Jordans in some shape or form. You know, he has a museum. He's actually a curator of the culture. So, you know, shouts out to him. Salute to you, Jumpman Bostic, for coming through with that. I think that was needed. And if there was any energy that tells you that we're tired, all right, we're tired. And to quote and paraphrase Chris Rock, he told a joke. He said, I love rap music, I hate defending it. Okay, he said that joke. I love the sneaker culture, but why do I have to defend it? And I've had that conversation quite a bit lately. What are you guys doing? And you guys is collecting because I'm part of this and everything. And you know, I've always been on the periphery of this. And I honestly did not want to do this video, but being that I'm older and I don't move within elements like that, it's not going to look good for me if I'm saying and doing things on the internet. And I told you all the time, my first allegiance is to my daughter. She's watching stuff like this, so she sees her daddy not being the upstanding man, you know, and professional that he is. She's gonna be looking at me, you know, and she's a good girl. She's well behaved. She might say, well, my father acts like this. Well, I can do things. I don't want that. All right, so she keeps me grounded and keeps my ship right. She's my compass, okay? She's my compass. So that should give you a little energy to move forward and say, hey, look, we're gonna just leave it alone. All right, leave it alone. If you built your platform based upon the things that have occurred, now is the time to reinvent yourself. Reinvent yourself by all means. You can't sustain this because people want no parts of that. All right, and I'm out of here. I know I said it before, I talked to you long enough, but anyway, I'm out of here. Comment, like, subscribe, tap the notification button so you know when I'm dropping another one of these things. And you too can be a part of the 4Kicks Brigade, and I'm out of here. Boom.